got the. Oh, you can't hear us. We're talking to you back there. Oh, somebody say something. Everybody good? Yeah, I mean, we're ready to go. Susie's texting. She said he knows he needs to come out. Well, thank you, Doug, for that great introduction. Hello, everybody. I'm Doug Bowles with the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and thank you so much for coming here today for what has become a very important annual tradition here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And while we're closing out a 2015 season, it gives us an opportunity to really begin to celebrate what will happen 171 days from now, the 100th running of the Indianapolis 500 in 2016. On behalf of the Holman George family, Mark Miles, and all of us at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Betsy Smith, and Ellen Byerly, and everybody here at the Hall of Fame Museum Foundation, we really thank you for coming today. You know, 2015 was a fantastic year for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and for the third year in a row, the Indianapolis 500 was one of the most exciting Indianapolis 500s in our 99 years of history of running that race. Juan Pablo Montoya ended up winning that race for the second time in his career, and if you look back at the way he won the first one, he dominated. He led 167 laps. Well, he's aged since 2000, and he's gotten smarter, and he's figured it out. The only lap that counts is lap 200, and he led 9 of them. In fact, Mark Miles and I had an opportunity to go to dinner with Juan and his wife when we were in Mexico City over the summer, and to get a glimpse inside this race car driver's mind and how much better actually he is today than when he was here in 2000. He's figured out, and he even talked about it when he's racing. He knows when it's time to challenge folks. He knows when it's time to sit back and let others waste their tires or put themselves at risk, and you've seen that the last 2 years that he's been back at the Speedway with the 25 laps he's led, and in this year doing it in spectacular fashion, coming from almost a lap down to win the race this year. We're really excited to be here to unveil your face for the second time here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. It's a tradition not only because of what's important in May and because of this race, but because of this trophy, and more importantly, because of the company whose name's on the trophy. Borg-Warner is an outstanding partner, not only here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, but in the IndyCar series. They build the turbos for many of the cars that you see that are competing throughout the entire season. It's one of those partners, with just a handful of them, that really speak to the DNA of what this event's about. Their organization adopts this race as their own. Scott Gillette, who I'm going to introduce in a moment, who manages all of the marketing at Borg-Warner, is one of our best partners. Not only do we get to do this event with him, he and his boss, the CEO of Borg-Warner, take a moment at the Detroit Auto Show when we have thousands of automotive executives from around the world to bring them all together, and we'll bring Juan Pablo back in January in Detroit in front of that automotive crowd and present him with his baby Borg. They are a fantastic partner. They're one we love to have. They bring guests from all over the world in for this event, but most importantly, they are the caretakers of this wonderful trophy that a few weeks ago we actually had on the Yard of Bricks with the Stanley Cup trophy. The Stanley Cup was coming through town. The folks of the Stanley Cup said, hey, we're an iconic trophy, but we know we're in a city with an even more iconic trophy. Can we have our picture of the Stanley Cup taken on the Yard of Bricks with the Borg-Warner? It's an amazing trophy. Juan, you're on it for the second time. And Scott, why don't you come up and talk a little bit about the relationship with Juan?
Great. Thanks, Doug. Thank you. Well, so first, a few things. He said we're on many of the cars with turbochargers. It's all of the cars. All right, so you should just get that straight. And also, when the Borg-Warner trophy was here on the Yard of Bricks with the Stanley Cup, I'm happy to say mine is bigger. So, I got to tell you, being responsible for the trophy is absolutely the best part of my job. Events like this are a whole lot of fun, but at the same time, I really consider it an honor, right? To be able to be responsible for such an iconic trophy, even for a short period of time, is something I'm sure I'm going to remember for the rest of my life. So if I feel like that about it, just imagine what it must feel like for drivers like Juan to actually earn their permanent spot in history and have a 3D silver likeness of their face on the trophy forever. So I just can't imagine what that feeling would be. Recently, the trophy was appraised at over $3.5 million, and that was before your face was added most recently. So, yeah, it's probably between $3.5 and $7 million now, depending on the value of the first face that was on there. So we'll probably get it appraised again, but again, it's probably priceless to a lot of the people that come here to check it out and to do events like that. You know, you just can't put a price on something like the Borg-Warner trophy. So what we're all here to see today is the latest Juan Pablo Montoya face, and to see his face when he sees it for the first time. But we're going to keep you in suspense a little bit longer because Juan actually did a great thing. For the first time ever, a driver went to the studio of the sculptor that we have actually make the 3D likeness. So we're going to show you a little behind the scenes look in a video, and I just heard in the back room that Juan hasn't even seen this final video yet. So if we could, roll the video, please.
This year was special for me because in early September, this year's winner, Juan Pablo Montoya, came here to the studio. He was the first of the winners to do that.
Wow.
At which time I had made a full-size clay portrait of him to work on.
Are you serious? That's insane. Can I take a picture of that?
Oh, sure. Yeah. And so as I worked on this full-size clay, he and I chatted and got to know each other quite a bit. Yeah, that's it. Hold that right there.
It's amazing how easy to make it look, isn't it? Like us with driving, just looks like as much it's taken out, it'll be like half of the face missing already. This would have been a good picture.
Yeah, I'll do it like that if you want.
That would be so funny. Don't you think if they do it with the tongue out, do you think Roger would mind? I'm not brave enough to ask. But he said the same thing with driving. One thing is the technique, the other thing is doing it. When you do it, it just comes out naturally.
Yeah.
You can either do it or you can't.
Yeah.
It's like this, I can't.
But I appreciate the help. You do that side, I'll do this side.
Exactly. Don't turn around. I'll get up in a second.
I found it kind of a tricky image to work on because he has kind of a little bit of a crooked smile, a very engaging, infectious smile, and kind of a twinkle to his eye that are subtle things that it took me a little bit of working to get it right. I think we've got enough there.
That is pretty freaking amazing. Damn, I'm ugly.
All right, so Juan, there's no ugly faces on the Borg-Warner trophy.
There's two.
He says there's two. I tend to disagree. But so what I want to do now, it's a moment we've been waiting for. So I'd like to ask the live audience here at the Indianapolis Motor Museum to help me in welcoming Juan Pablo Montoya for the unveiling.
To be honest with you, this is kind of cool. This is the first time for me doing all this. Last time I did this, when I left to Europe, so didn't get to do any of this. In a way, it was nice because now I have a little PR to do with this. But this is, now that you're here and you appreciate the history and you appreciate what Indy is, it's pretty amazing. It's special having been here with Roger and winning for Roger and knowing what it means for everybody at Team Penske, and it's pretty special. This is not, my face isn't there, but to be honest with you, you have everybody's face that work on that car. It's a huge team effort. People don't realize how much the team is part of this. They make us look really, really good. So that really helps. To be honest with you, it's exciting. Coming here into, next year is going to be the 100 running, and being back in Indy it was kind of nice. Actually, driving into Speedway today was cool, knowing that I was gonna, see the face again and do all this. Actually, officially was pretty cool. I really want to thank everybody at Borg-Warner and everybody at the Speedway and IndyCar for what they do and where the series is going. Is really exciting. It's really exciting to be part of this. Going next year and defend the title in the 100 running is going to be pretty special. And I know IndyCar's got a lot of special things and cool things coming for this year. And I just want to thank everybody that supported me this year, not only at the 500 but going at the championship and everything. And hopefully next year we can win a little more races and hopefully another one. Thank you.
Thank you, Juan. So he doesn't know about this, but we made him a one-of-a-kind T-shirt. A little surprise. Has to do with the little fun that you had in the video. So I'm going to show it to you and let people know what it says. So it's a photo of his tongue out with the face, and on the top, do you think Roger would mind? I'm not brave enough to ask.